Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we'll continue our APM interview series. So I think we have already gone through question 21. Okay, so we will go through to question 22. If you have not seen the previous video, please go ahead and see the previous video, which is a part one of this. And right now we are on part two. Okay, and as I said before, in the previous video also, before going through this interview question, please make sure to look into the APM video series because otherwise there is no use of going through this question without knowing the basic knowledge of APM and without knowing how the APM works, right? So let's go ahead. So question 22, does it require a server node to execute APM test? No, we don't require a separate server node because APM is based on a two-tier architecture in which what happens that there is a APM server and our test node connect with the APM server directly. So there's no need to have a separate server node for that. Okay. Can we exchange the data in APM using JavaScript? Yes, we can exchange the data in APM using JavaScript because see, data is not something only when we are trying to put some, a text in a text box and other things. There are some more data which we can send and receive using the APM, and we can send that in the form of a JSON string also. Okay. So the another question, if I need to debug APM, is it difficult? No, it is not difficult. See, APM is based on Node.js application. Okay, so in the essence, it is using JavaScript. All right. So if you want to debug APM, you have to download JavaScript. So I'm talking about the APM server. Okay. So if you want to debug anything on the APM server, you can download the JavaScript and you can put various breakpoints, and after that you would be able to use APM. Okay. What are the desired capabilities? So basically, desired capabilities are a set of key and values like some map and hash, and it is sent by the client to a server. So you know that for every program we send certain desired capabilities. So these are key and value pair, right? So these are something which we send to the server, so that server can react according to that. How would you identify the mobile browser object? So as I have said before, we can do it through Chrome Inspect or Chrome Casting. Okay. So Chrome Inspect is something which we get when we type, you know, Chrome, all right? Then we go to URLs and then we go to this Chrome Inspect. Okay, so here we can, find the element on the basis of the for the hybrid application. Okay, all right. Okay, how would you identify object uniquely? Okay, so see, sometime it happened that when you're working in APM, you're not able to find some particular object because you don't have a particular ID or something else. Okay, but you are able to find the list of those objects through some class name or some other things. So what you can do, just find the list of that. Okay, and then what you can do, maybe you can give dot get and then the index number 0, 1, 2, 3, and after that you can use that element, or maybe you can just do a looping. You can use your for loop and then you can just go through each element one by one. According to that you can take an action. So if in case you're not able to find a single element, you can just do driver.find elements and then you can find a list of element and just driver through the list. Okay, how can you detect the device got connected to the PC or not? So we are doing it every day, right? We type adb devices in our command prompt and we are able to do that. You just have to type this command. Okay, so what happened to this? Okay, so this is a command adb devices. Okay, if something is attached, it will show you it is attached. So right now, I have not attached my mobile. Okay. All right. So what is the default port number used for APM server? So it is 4723 by default. We can change it, but by default it is 4723 on which my APM server connects. Okay. Do you need an app APK in Android to automate using APM, or you also need the app in your workspace? So basically, if you want to automate any application, we just need its APK file, okay? And we can give its capability. We don't require the entire source code to have into Eclipse or into Android, and we have to compile it to, test it. We don't need that. We just need one APK file and we can give the capability under .app. So let me show you mobile first. Okay, so if you see here, this is the capability I have given. Okay, .app, and we have just give the path of the APK. So what it will do, if the APK is not installed, first it will install on your device, and then it will go ahead, take the activity name and package name from this, and it can work on your application. Okay, if you don't provide this capability, that is also fine. You have to install your application first by yourself manually onto your device, and then manually you can give this capability app package, app activity, and it will work with that application. Okay. All right. What is Xcode in Appium? So Xcode is called Integrated Development Environment for iOS. So if you are using iOS, then you have to use Xcode. You have to download Xcode there. What is the full form of APK extension? APK stands for Android Application Package File. Okay. What is the difference between mobile device testing and mobile application testing? So basically, mobile device testing mean we are testing the actual mobile, but mobile application is we are testing the apps on the device. Okay. How to test CPU usage on mobile devices? That's mean we are talking about the mobile device testing, not the mobile app. So there are various tools available. There's CPU monitor, usemon, CPU states, and CPU Z. See, these questions are not specific to ATM, but this is APM, but this is specific to the mobile devices. Okay. What other tool based on the cloud-based mobile testing? So there are various tools. One is Renrox, Silk Mobile, C-Test. So these are all the cloud-based, which are paid tools. Some free tools are APM, RoboTM, KIF, and Calabash. And one of the paid tool, which are also cloud-based, as I know, is Perfecto and Sauce Labs. So it's not mentioned here, but those are also two of the tools which we can use to automate our mobile application. Full form of various extensions. So here are the full form. APK is Android Application Package File. EXE is Executable File. IPA is iOS App Storage Package. PRC is Palm Resource Compiler. JAD is Java Application Descriptor. ADB is Android Debug Bridge. And AAPT is Android Asset Packaging Tool. So see, it it may possible, somebody does not ask you all the one, but the common one like APK, EXE, ADB, these are very common one. Please go ahead, just learn them up. Okay. Capability to define the package name. So, when we are giving the capability, we have to give a package name. So we can use app package. Okay, this one. And the same thing for activity, we have to use app activity, which we need to give. Okay. Number 39, how to make sure that we do not install the app every time. So if you do not want to install every time when your scripts are running, you have to give this mobile capability type dot no reset equal to true and capability type dot full reset equal to false. So you have to do this so that it does not reinstall your app when you are running your different test or when you are running your scripts. Okay, explain Android driver. So what is Android driver? So Android driver is a class which is extending Appium driver, okay, which is extending remote web driver, and we need to create the object to initiate the driver. We need to pass the URL. So we are talking about this. What is this Android driver? So this is basically a class, okay, and this class is extending something, okay. So if you see here, this class is extending Appium driver, and if you go to Appium driver, it's extending default generic mobile driver, which is extending remote web driver. If you remember that in when we are working on Selenium also, when we say web driver equal to new Firefox driver, those Firefox driver or Chrome driver are also extending remote web driver. So it is a common parent in which both are extended by these Selenium and Appium. Okay, so there's a relation between the two. All right. Okay. How to run test in Chrome browser and Android? Simple. We have to give browser name equal to Chrome and you need to exclude something else. So if I go here, you just need to comment these 3 lines of code. We don't need that now. And just give a browser name as Chrome here. Okay. It will run your script on the Chrome browser. You just have to, give a basic scripting like driver.get to open the URL and then find the element and click, which we do in Selenium. Okay. How to take a screenshot? Exactly the same method which we use in Selenium. We have to cast this driver to the take screenshot interface, and then we have to call a method which has been implemented in remote web driver. So this is the one, take screenshot driver.get screenshot. We have to give we need as a file, and then we have to convert that file into JPG through this method. Okay. How to switch to another application while scripts running are default. So we have to call driver.start activity. Let's say you're working on one application, there is some OTP which comes in a message, and now you want to read the message. So how will you do that? Now, message is a different app, it has a different activity and package. So in your statement, you have to give driver.start activity, new activity, give a package name, give an activity name of message. It will start this app. Read it, and then again you have to give this and give the package name of your app, then it will switch back to your own application and will start running on that. Okay, very simple. Just try that out once. Okay. All right, so do we need to change out test scripts if you want to run the test on mobile browser, but scripts for the web browser already written in Selenium? No, you don't have to do anything else. If you already have the scripts for Selenium and you want to run it on the mobile browser, you don't have to change any test. You just have to change this. You have to give a browser name here. That's it. It will run all your scripts on the mobile browser, all the existing Selenium scripts. Okay. Can I run scripts on particular device? Yes, you can use a capability UDID. Let's say you have 3 to 4 devices attached with your computer, but you want to run it on the particular device on the basis of the parameters which you have given. You can do that. It might possible you have Android 6, Android 7, you have different versions of mobile which you have, but you want to run on particular device, so you can give UDID capability through which you can do that. Okay, so I think we have a a particular program for that. It's Appium command browser mobile switch to active device view. So just look into my video. I don't know where it is. Just look into my video. There is a video for that which I have placed to run on different devices. Okay. How to test the scripts on landscape orientation. So if we want to test our application working fine when my application is in a landscape mode. So very simple, you have to give this screen orientation driver.get orientation. It will give you the orientation of screen, and then you can just do driver.rotate. It will rotate your application in a landscape mode. Okay. Can we run the test if we don't have the APK? Yes, we do, but through app package and app activity. We just need to provide this capability. Okay. Like this, like you can comment out this one. So if we don't have that APK, we can just comment out this, and we can use only this app package and app activity. But our application should be installed already on the device, because it will not install because we have not given this capability. Okay. Okay. Can I give a package name in the ID for finding an element? Yes, when you're giving an element as a resource ID, you can, you can have the package name before that, and you can also give just the ID of that. No need to give the package name. Both will work. What are the locator strategy in APM? So we have different locator strategy. We can find by element in which you need to give a resource ID in your UI automator. So in UI Automator, it will show you some resource ID that is your ID. Okay. In UI Automator, if it show you text, that you can find it through name. But what I find out that it will get deprecated soon, so we cannot depend upon this. Okay. Finding an element by class name. Yes, we can give a full qualified class name, like it will have some like ap.package dot something. So just give that full qualified class name there. Finding the element by accessibility ID. So if you know in UI Automator, there's something called content description, which is similar to a text. So for that, you can give that accessibility ID. And most of the components which I have seen have this content description, but sometimes you don't get anything. So you have to, just depend upon the list, and then you have to iterate the list to work on that. Okay. Find element by Android UI Automator. So this is one of the new, you can say, a locator strategy, which uses UI selector. Okay, it uses a UI selector class to through which we can find out. So we will see that how we do that in the next question. Finding element by XPath. So you can find an element by XPath just like in Selenium. For example, if you're finding an XPath using a class name, so you can give by.xpath, you have to give a class name, and then if there's a text like 543, you can give a text here like this. Okay, and you can also use contains method like we use in Selenium. So you can use contains, and you can give like resource ID and digit 5. So it can be used using a contains method also. If you want to club with end, you can also club, to, because in XPath we can club different strategies. So here we are clubbing this contains method, and we are using the text method. We are just concatenating it with the end. Okay. Now, let's say you have to pick a content description, but you want to use the Android UI Automator. You don't want to use the accessibility ID like we were using before. So how you can do that? You can call Android UI Automator. There you can call the class new UI selector, and then just type dot description and just give anything which is given in the content description. And so you don't have to use the UI, you don't have to use the accessibility ID. Okay. So this is the way we can use the Android UI Automator. All right, so that's it for this series. So I hope that this was useful for you. If you're confused, just go through it once, one more time. I know I was a bit fast while going through it because sometime, we just have to make sure we are covering everything into the time, provided time. So that's okay. You can just go through it. If you want, you can, just revisit my all videos on Appium so that you can understand what I'm talking about here. I'm not going in details here that, but in video I have already explained everything in detail. So just go through my APM video series, practice it. I'm again saying it, don't try to crack an interview just going through that question. It will not help you. First, go ahead, see the videos in my channel, in other channel if you want. Practice it one time, two time, 10 time. When you become expert, then only see these questions. Then only will help you in your interviews. All right. Thank you for watching.